Oh, hey, you guys are here. What's good, gamers? I'm Dungeon Master Mythos, and welcome to Monster Hunter Freedom. That's right, I'm excited. I hope you're excited. We're gonna hunt some monsters, and I hope to plan to show off most, if not everything, this game has to offer. I'm going from the start. I have nothing. Just started up the game, well, for this character for the first time, and we are going in. I wish I could play this blind, because I'd honestly love to see how I play a Monster Hunter game blind again, but I've been playing Monster Hunter since at least 2009, 2010, whenever Monster Hunter Tri came out, and it is one of my favorite game series of all time, and I love it. This is a PSP port of the original Monster Hunter, and I am so excited to play it. I actually don't know what I want to use for a weapon, but I think I'm going to go with Lance. For those of you who don't know, Monster Hunter, it is an RPG. It is a very unique RPG. There's no class system, kind of. You don't have a character class. Your character has different equipment, and each equipment has a different control scheme. There are sword and shield, great sword, dual swords, which you don't have yet, hammer, lance, light and heavy bowguns. And so there are 7 weapon classes in this game, counting light and heavy bowguns as separate. And those determine how you play. Gonna get into that later. Enough dallying. Let's get out into the village. This is the main hub of the game. I'll be going over it a bit as things become available, because not everything's available at the start. What's important to note is this is the item shop. This is the unique item shop. This is where you buy armor and weapons. This is where you make armor and weapons. This game has an amazing crafting system. This is where you do online stuff. And this is where we'll be getting most of our quests.
Seems you've set your sights on being a hunter. What is a hunter? A miserable pile of secrets. A lonely soldier without a name.
My name is Mythos. It's literally floating above my head when we're not talking.
Someone with an eye for collecting. Someone chiseled with memories of victory with comrades. Everyone has one or two of those traits, but a hunter must have them all. If you are serious about wanting to be a top-class hunter, then let me share with you everything I've learned as the hero of Kokoto. To celebrate your setting off as a hunter, I'd like to give you a couple of presents. First, some money. It isn't much.
You're telling me.
Second, go home and take a look in your item box.
Yes, he's talking about the weapons I already explained. It lets you start with one of every weapon type except for, I believe, light, bowgun, and dual blades for some reason.
While you're still getting used to things, it's safe for you to use your current...
I already unequipped the hunter's knife. I'm a little ahead of this game. I've played it a few times.
By the way, there's an outpost of the hunting guild in this village now.
He's talking about the online, which I will be doing. Yes, this game has online. It's from 2006. I think it's from 2006 or 7. This game has online, and I'm gonna be doing it. I'm excited. I will not be alone. I'll get to that in like a few dozen episodes. But we get 1,500 Zenny. The first thing you want to do is run over to this guy. Hello and welcome. If it's new weapons and armor you're looking for, you've come to the right place. What can I do for you today? Buy armor. Because if you don't have armor, you're dead. So what we want to do, first thing you want to do when you start off this game, get the 1,500 Zenny from Mr. Village Chief and buy all of the leather armor. This game works with 5 armor pieces, which are helmet, chest plate, like arms, gloves, waist, which is belt, and leggings. So those 5 will give you, obviously, the better armor, the higher the armor stat. Our armor is 6 because each piece only gives us 1 piece of armor, or 1 defense each. And I guess you have a base of 1 defense, which is weird because we have 6 defense. But yes, so as you can see, each set of armor has a couple things that I'm going to go over real quick. Defense is just physical defense. The higher it is, the less damage you take from physical attacks. The 4 elements, fire, water, thunder, and dragon. Certain enemies will obviously be using certain types of attacks. Those will deal the specific elements damage, as well as physical damage. And the higher your resistance to different elements, the less damage you take. Pretty obvious. This gives us great fire resistance overall. 10 is not bad at all. Doesn't give us any negatives. Great. This page is just a short description. Lightweight headgear, the first step towards becoming a hunter. It lets you know what kind of hunter can use them. In this game, there are 2 classes of hunters, I guess I'd say it. There's blade masters and gunners. Gunners use crossbows, use bow guns. Blade masters use everything else. Don't know why they bothered making 2 different types, but that's it. The big difference is that gunner armor typically has half the armor of blade master gear, because blade masters need to be in melee and you get hit much more often. But this armor set, since it's the worst in the game, can be used by both, since you see blade / gun, so either one can use it. The rarity, obviously, the harder it is to make, the rarer the armor is. The higher the rarity. Typically, the higher the rarity, the better the armor. The third page is where things get interesting. Monster Hunter you don't level up, you don't put points into anything in this game. You equip different armors, and each piece of armor gives you different skill points. And skills can range anywhere from giving you more attack, to giving you more health, to giving you higher stamina, to making, like this, thrown weapons, which are pretty useless in this game, deal more damage. Backpacking helps you carry heavy objects, I believe, faster. Whim makes it so items used to collect things like pickaxes and bug nets don't break as much. And so each skill has a skill threshold that it needs to reach. If we go to our status page, which I'll explain next, I'll jump right here. This can be really confusing, especially to a new player. The skill system is very convoluted and really confusing. As you can see, the throw skill, I have a ton of points in. It's green. Each skill has a threshold that needs to be reached for it to activate. So like I have 8 points in Whim, but unless that hits 10, I don't have the skill. I could have 9 points, I could have 9.9 points. I couldn't have 9.9 points, but it wouldn't activate. You need to have 10, and then some will upgrade at 15 or even 20. That's why the only active skill I have is throwing skill up, because the rest of them I don't have enough points to activate. Let's see, there's all of our equipment. Name, weapon you're using. Hunter rank is online only, so obviously I'll go into that at some point. GP, you get points for every quest you do. I'm not exactly sure what they go to. They aren't in other Monster Hunter games, I don't believe, at least not the ones I've played. Money is obvious, it's money, Zenny. Location, offline or online. Health, stamina, 100 is the base. There are ways to increase or decrease it. Attack is how much damage we're doing with our attacks, obviously. Defense, I've went over, and all of our resistances. So, with all of that done, I'm probably going to put in something you can click on to skip over it. Let's get going. We can go over here, talk to Mr. Bushyface.
If you want to be a first-rate hunter, there are all sorts of challenges you have to meet. What level of quest would you like to undertake?
We have an urgent quest right now.
There's already all the hard about.
I think I just had a stroke. I'm not sure what I just said. But the first quest of the entire game, basics. Finding raw meat. This is the quest accept screen. Usually we'll have multiple options for quests, but this is the only one right now. The green color indicates a gathering quest, which means we're not hunting anything big. Our goal is not to kill something. Title of the quest is underneath that. The reward is how much money we will receive upon completing the quest. The contract fee, which is 0 for this quest, is how much it costs to accept the quest. Yes, to get a quest, you will typically have to pay a small amount of money. So if you're broke, you can't really get the big quests. Each quest has a time limit that if that runs up, you fail. The location, there are different areas in the game. This one's in the forest and hills. I believe there's 4 locations in this game, and I'll get into those as we go on. Special conditions, I actually don't know what those could be, because I haven't gotten far enough in this game to know. I don't know if those are like sub-quests in the future, but we'll find out. The next page is the quest level, which is kind of like its difficulty. Goal condition is what we have to accomplish to complete the quest. We fail if the 50-minute time limit runs out, or if reward 0. What that means is if our reward amount, which is 100 zenny, hits 0, we fail. When you die in this game, it's not game over. Your reward gets decreased by 1/3. So if I die in this quest, it'll go from 100 to 66 zenny as a reward. If I die again, it goes down by another third of the original amount. So you are allowed 3 deaths before it's game over. And then there's a short description. It's requested by the village chief. First, a little trial. Hunt down an Aphthonoth and harvest the meat. Deliver 2 pieces of raw meat and you'll complete your first quest. Very simple. Sometimes humorous dialogue. We'll see. Finally, again, that all done with. I will probably put another thing to click on to skip that because it's so much. Yes, I accept the quest. To leave, we go to the village entrance or by the big tree and press square. Oh, God, it's already been, what, 10 minutes? This is going to be a long video. But let's go ahead and leave the quest. Or leave for the quest. Alright, so here we are. Monster Hunter is not an open world game, as you can probably tell by now. Quests take place almost... They're separate from the hub world. You accept a quest, and then you are sent into a separate zone to do the quest. Wisdom of the Chief is going to be constantly sent in. Let's see. Hunter Basics.
This is the village chief, also known as the hero of Kokoto. I'll be guiding you through your first quests. You're standing in the base camp right now. This is where your quest begins. Let's take a look at the basic controls. Basic controls I will explain as we go. Don't need you. The supply and delivery box. Again, I will explain. At the start of each quest, you can come over to this blue box, hit circle to open it, and these are free items given to you. You cannot keep most of these items, but you are allowed to have them for the quest. The map, anything that says, I'm jumping ahead of myself. At the bottom here, you can see how it says, in the yellow text, supply item. That means the item does not belong to you, but you're allowed to use it for this quest. The village has supplied it to us to make the quest a bit easier on us. This is shot, which is used for bowguns, and this is binoculars, which are pieces of crap. So, as you can see, before, above the on the right side of the screen, we couldn't see that much. But now that we have a map, we can see every area available to us. That is all we can travel right now. We can go all the way up to 3. If we hold down the L button, we are allowed to cycle through our usable items. So, mini whetstones, whetstones in general. As you use your weapon and attack with it, you will slowly lose sharpness, which is indicated by the little blade in the top left. That is your sharpness meter. It can go as high as, I believe, white or purple. I don't remember which is higher. And as low as red. The higher your sharpness, the less likely you are to bounce off of an enemy. So if there are 2 armored and 2 thick skinned, your weapons can actually bounce off. You also have higher damage the higher your sharpness is. Mini whetstones and whetstones restore that sharpness. Rations increase your max stamina. You can see as I, especially as I sprint and as I dodge around, my stamina will actually go down. And if it hits the red, you actually can't sprint anymore. And especially if you run out of stamina, you become exhausted. And if you stop running, you actually have to sit there and breathe for a minute. So you never want that to happen. Rations actually increase your stamina bar temporarily. Even if you don't use them, about every 5 minutes, your maximum stamina bar will go down just about as much as a ration boosts it. So, the longer quest goes on, your hunter does actually get tired and can sprint and dodge less. So that's something to keep an eye on. There are many items to fix that, but we'll get to those another time. Finally, first aid meds. These are your generic potions. The green bar, if it wasn't obvious enough, is your health bar and can deplete if that wasn't a given. If the health bar hits 0, you die and you lose one of your attempts. First aid meds, potions, mega potions, herbs. There's like 100.5 items to refill your health. Let's see, anything else? This red box is the delivery box. Quest items like the raw meat we're going after. You will return to the camp, come up to this and press circle and deliver. That will put the item in the box and count as doing it. What do you want to say? Let me guess. The bed? About beds. This is the bed. bed. If at any point during the quest you are injured or out of health potions or don't want to use a health potion, you can run back to base, hit circle on the bed, and your character will actually take a short 5 to 10 second nap, and it will actually heal you all the way back to your max health, which can be less than 100 or more. Like the stamina bar, it can be increased. It can also be shortened. But sleeping in the bed will top it off. Very handy to know if you are out of health potions and don't want to risk dying. This is a fishing spot. I'll get into that later.
that's everything we need to know about here and controls. I'm not sure about controls, but this is the forest and hills. God, even in low res, this game is just beautiful. What's up, Chief? Hunting. To become a hunter, you must hunt. You won't last long if you don't master hunting. The region you're in now is home to relatively docile, herbivorous monsters. Let's try hunting in Aptonoth for some weapon practice. Alright. Weapon usage. Okay, so I talked about sharpness, and then it gives you hints on how to use each weapon. So let's just look at the lance. Triangle draws the weapon. R blocks. Hitting square sheathes it. While the weapon is drawn, I can do a medium thrust, an upper thrust, and a charge. Let's see. I can backstep. Lances are known for making use of their length via mid-range attack ability. They also allow you to move and fight while keeping your guard up. So yes, that is what the lance specializes in. If we draw our weapon, you'll especially notice that we move a lot slower. If we walk around with it drawn, it's a lot slower than even just normally walking with it put away. And we also, you can see how we sprint for pretty decent movement speed. If you have your weapon drawn, you cannot sprint. If I hold down the R button instead of sprinting, it blocks. Now, what's nice about the lance compared to any other blocking weapon is it can move around while blocking. Not much, but it can move. And it can even poke, like a poke-poke, like a little poke-poke. Alright. Like I said, we've got our normal medium thrust, and then our upper thrust. So I believe the normal combo is stab, stab, up. And I believe that combo can actually go on for infinity. Oh. No, okay. I don't know if there's any special combos with the lance, but it looks like you get 3 stabs and then you're done. Oh, that's the lance's special ability. This is the charge, the lance charge. It uses a lot of stamina, but if you hit the triangle and circle button at the same time, you perform a very long charge that, when used on an enemy, oh, you see, we have very low sharpness, so we are constantly bouncing off of these guys, even though they're not very strong. But if you, ow. Alright, let's try normal attacking first. Alright, most weapons can, roll dodge. Like I was doing with my weapon, put away, you can dodge. With the lance is not a very mobile weapon. All you can do is sidestep and backstep. So you have to be careful with that. But yes, let's go ahead and kill one of these guys so we can do our little attack combo. Alright. So that's our main combo, is just stab, stab, stab. I believe we can actually dodge out of that. So if you stab, 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 jump back. That's the normal combo. What's also good to know, sorry, this is going to be a lot of explaining, but I promise the game gets very exciting, is if you do a charge and then hit the attack button right at the end, you do a very strong attack. That attack does more damage than your normal strikes. I'm actually not sure which attack does more between the straight thrust and the upper thrust. I'm not sure if they do the same damage or not. I would have to check. One downfall this game does have is it doesn't tell you how much damage you're doing. But that's not really a downfall, in my opinion, even though I just described it as one. Because you are a hunter. You don't know how much the monster can take, per se. There are no enemy health bars in this game. Enemies will just die and get weaker. Which is what makes it just such a fun game. Another thing, gathering. This is... there is so much. What I just did was also a form of gathering. Carving up a kill. When you're on top of something, you press circle, and if it's a corpse, you will pull out your knife and carve it to get an item. We got some raw meat and some small monster bones, which are useful in crafting, which I'll get into. There's so much to get into. I promise. I'm going to make this episode skippable. There's not going to be much necessary. Like, if you are not interested in learning how to play the game, you can skip this episode. You can crouch, doesn't help much. But if you press circle on something like this little plant, you'll gather items. This just drops needleberries and huskberries. Very useless for us. But this poop, this monster poop, you gotta search it. Every time you come out here, you want to search the monster poop. The monster poop gives you dung and one very rare item that can help out a broke hunter like ourselves. Poop is always useful. Trust me when I say that poop will never not be useful. but you can get a rare item that you can sell for a lot of money, and money is a really big problem early on in this game. Later on, we'll be able to go that way in future quests, but right now a random badly textured rock is blocking us. Phooey. We could actually finish the quest right now, but I do want to run right here. This is, especially early on... Oh, I'll finish this thought. Early on, you do always want to make a stop at this plant. You will get herbs. Herbs are healing items. They're the weakest healing item in the game, but they are also the first accessible one. They heal a small amount, not as much as a first aid med, but there we just found 4 herbs, so that's great. Those we can take back with us, whereas the first aid meds we can't. So if you're ever in a quest, you want to use these first to top off your health bar. And I don't really... That's the only reason I came over here. There's nothing for us in 2 or 3. And I believe if we go back to 1, the monsters will have actually come back. Yes. I don't know if you noticed, but when we killed one of them, or even attacked one, they started running away and actually crossed the river. And ran away. They're herbivores. They don't fight. They'll try to knock you down now and then, but they won't try to kill you, which I think is really cool. The animals act like animals in this game, and that is just awesome to me. But the quest was collect 2 raw meat. We've got 3, so let's go ahead and put it away. Huzzah! All requested items delivered. So, now that that's done, we can just go ahead and take a load off. In delivery quests, you will have 20 minutes to do basically nothing before the quest completes. Oh, God, I'm tired just watching myself sleep. I love sleep. In bigger quests where you have to kill things, you will have 1 minute. That way you can carve up your kill and the quest doesn't just end. Bam! There we go. Supply items were returned, so the map, the first aid meds, the mini whetstones. Quest cleared. Booyah. And so at the end of every quest, you get rewards. So not only do you get what you just carved and got, like those herbs we gathered, we also get 2 free crickets, which are fishing bait, small monster bones like we got before, and 2 mystery bones, which are useless. Not useless, but they're not very good. Since we didn't die, we get our total reward, 100 hull zenny. We can buy like a potion with that. 15 guild points. Again, not really sure what they're used for, but good stuff. We did it, guys! We did a quest! And it only took us like 20 minutes! I promise, every episode after this episode is gonna be better. But I want to show off everything this game has to offer. Which leads me to Mr. Rastafarian here. Hey, I as head of the Merchants Union in this village have a request for you, young hunter. Recently, the Union has prepared a field for farming. Would you be the caretaker of this village? Field. It is commonly called Kokoto Farm. All the necessary items and labor have been pre-arranged. You are welcome to use the fruits of the land. If you purchase or sell goods in town or make a donation to the Union, we will be able to work together to expand the farm. What he says is all true. Hello, Hunter, how's it going? I cannot wait for you to become a top hunter and make this town famous. We are all pulling for you. What can I help you with? So, I'll get into this later. That's a little... Kokoto Farm. Probably my favorite thing about this game. This is a free set of gathering spots. When you are out in the areas and doing quests, you will come across mining spots, bug catching spots, fishing spots. Here, you don't even need to go on a quest. After every single quest... Oh, Macalite the first time! Oh, that's good. After every single quest, you can come in here and search 3 or 4 times from each node. So, there we go. Okay, there's nothing else here. But that was a really good first one. Iron ore is great, and Macalite ore is incredibly rare to go. Oh, there it is. Macalite ore is incredibly rare. A rare 5. Also called Sparrow Stone. Interesting. It outright says, better than iron ore. That's hilarious. Alright. So that's the mining spot. That's where you get your ores and your stones of various types. All very commonly used to make and upgrade weapons. Here, we can catch bugs, which are much more used in item crafting. Sometimes you'll need specific bugs to upgrade weapons, but for the most part, you will use them to make special items. Very useful items, but they're not that useful early game. Definitely same goes for fish. Fishing is very time consuming and not that worth it. It's okay to grind for money. Some fish sell for like 40, 50 zenny, but trust me when I say that you don't want to waste your time doing that. You want to be spending your time doing quests and just advancing. Knife mackerel. Okay, that's fishing. You sit there, the fish visibly tap on the lure, and it's really hard to see in this game, but when the lure goes slightly down, you press X and you pull it up. And as you can see, we didn't use either of the crickets. You don't use your own items here. Normally in the field, you need to bring a pickaxe or a bug net or bait. But in the farm, you never have to use your own stuff. You just automatically do it. It's wonderful. So the knife mackerel is actually called a wet fish in future games. And it can actually be used as a whetstone, if you just read that description. A fish with a dorsal fin hard enough to be used to sharpen weapons. I think that's hilarious. And finally, the last stop for right now is the field. If we harvest crops, actually, nothing's going to show up. This is something you actually have to put effort into. So, this is a perfect field. If you'll give me a seed, No, okay. I need the cats to all be the same nationality. Jewish is always so easy to go to. I think I'll make them Mexican. I can't do a very good Mexican accent, but I can act like Speedy Gonzales. Just because the cats are the slaves of the Monster Hunter universe, and I'm not even over exaggerating. In this game, the cats tend your fields, tend the farm, and tend the kitchen. That's everything the cats do. This is a perfect field. If you'll give me a seed, I will raise it until you come back. Yeah. Not just seeds, I'll raise grass. Oh, I can't do a Mexican accent, is the problem. And black would just be way too racist. Yo, this is a perfect field. You give me a seed, I'll raise it till you come back. Yeah. I can't do accents, but I love the cats. So this guy, if we give him a seed, it'll actually grow. And by seed, he means any kind of berry or herb. This is so important early on. So you give him an herb, and he'll plant it. So now, if we go do a quest and come back, there will be multiple herbs there. So you turn one herb into many herbs. But if you rub poop on that herb, oh boy, you're gonna get so many more herbs. And you can actually rub poop on things twice. So it's very nice, and it reaches fertility level 3. So that's not going to do anything until we go do another quest. And that's when that'll come back. And I think that is a great place to end this tutorial episode. I am honestly not even going to call this an episode. This is like, Let's Play Monster Hunter Freedom, episode 0.1. The next few episodes, quote-unquote, are going to be tutorial episodes. Nothing interesting is going to happen. I think I will upload all of them at once. Maybe not at once, but they are going to be uploaded before the series really starts. So if you want to learn how the game works, you can watch the rest of these videos. If not, then why are you still here? And then you can just skip to the actual episode 1. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I am excited for this. I really hope you are too. I am really hoping I go through with this. I'm going to. I know I will. I will force myself every day, play a little bit of Monster Hunter. It's so hard to force yourself, man. You gotta force yourself to play a video game. It's hard. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later!